And we'll pick up at that story that continues to develop as we speak. Israeli officials now say the 3 missing teens that have been found in Hebron are in fact the 3 that have been missing for most of this month. The 3 went missing back on June 12th while hitchhiking in the West Bank. One of those teens is a U.S. citizen with family members in Brooklyn, New York. Authorities say that family members have been notified. Also, there's an emergency cabinet meeting of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in about 30 minutes today. We'll keep you posted with whatever comes out of that. But those 3 teens missing in the West Bank have been found all dead today. Also, big news in Washington. The Supreme Court upholding the religious freedoms of corporations in the so-called Hobby Lobby case. The court siding with private businesses, saying that employers with religious objections can opt out of certain portions of the birth control mandate under the Affordable Care Act. Today's decision is a big victory for opponents of Obamacare who say the law violates their constitutional rights.
Today we applaud the Supreme Court for upholding.
Well, not everyone was cheering. Supporters of the Hobby Lobby and other religious businesses gathered outside the Supreme Court, as you see there, to celebrate after the decision. But of course, folks on the left, including the president and Harry Reid, say the ruling will adversely affect women's health. And the president of Pro-Choice America also saying today's ruling is both disappointing and disturbing.
What we have today is 5 male justices ruling that essentially discrimination against female workers is not discrimination at all.
Well, pro-choice advocates went on to say that Congress should introduce a bill that protects women and reverses what they call a wrong committed by the Supreme Court. And later today, President Barack Obama is expected to officially nominate former Procter & Gamble executive Robert McDonald as the next Veterans Affairs Secretary. The White House hopes this new leadership can fix the scandal which has plagued the department. It's also been accused of being responsible for the deaths of many military veterans. Robert McDonald, who has a lot of private sector experience, also has military experience, which could prove beneficial if he takes on this new role. McDonald graduated near the top of his class at West Point and served in the Army as a captain. The nomination will need Senate confirmation. And a U.S. Marine who was declared a deserter after disappearing in Iraq is back in military custody today. According to a Marine spokesman, Corporal Ali Hassoun turned himself in and was taken to Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. Hassoun disappeared from his unit back in June of 2004. The Marine blamed Islamic extremists for his kidnapping back then. I'm John Bach. We have more news coming up in about 30 minutes.